Mace. We've certainly found in our work that it's successful, and I think as we continue to talk today, it's important to know PLAs are a very flexible vehicle that can be tailored to the individual project needs and the individual contractor that's going to use them. And so as we go to think about how we're doing that, they have the ability to go and look at local workforce, inclusivity, cost, all of those things that go into make a project. Thank you very much.
And thank you. I now recognize myself for 5 minutes of questioning. All right, I would like to start with you, Mr. Brubeck, today, this afternoon. Non-union construction workers who manage to get on a PLA project can lose 1/3 of their total compensation to wage theft. According to one study, it found the rule could result in $500 million being stolen from non-union workers employed on federal construction projects. Is it fair for non-union workers to be forced to pay union dues and contribute to union pension plans for which they do not benefit?
Thank you for the question. I'll say that it is rare for non-union construction workers to be allowed on PLA projects. They can be allowed on PLA projects, but typically what happens is that they have to pay fringe benefits into the union pension and benefits plans. And those are confiscated by the union unless they join a union and become vested in those programs. So the net effect of that is that non-union contractors who want to use their own employees don't bid on PLA projects.
Gotcha. Most of your members are small businesses. Under the PLA mandate, all subcontractors on a project must abide by the terms of the PLA, even if they had no role in negotiating the terms. How do small businesses feel about the PLA mandate?
They're devastated by it. I've been getting calls every day from small businesses who are saying, I can't build federal contracts in my own backyard. I get 80% of my revenue from these types of contracts. Once I work through my backlog, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to lay off workers. There's no exemption in the rule for small businesses at all. The PLAs are very complicated to negotiate for small business direct contractors. A lot of the construction trade unions are going to have a hard time negotiating these contracts with small businesses because they have no familiarity with doing so. So it's a killer for small businesses, especially in a time when the federal government is begging for federal contractors, especially small businesses, to compete for this work. We've seen a massive decline in small business participation in the construction industry for federal contracts by more than 60%. So this is going to make it worse on top of all these other regulations that the industries are facing.
A heck of a lot worse. Mr. Dreer, in the past, agency contracting officers, nonpartisan civil servants entrusted to get the best value for the government have chosen not to mandate PLAs, even when encouraged to do so. Why do you think that is?
Fair and open competition, right? Getting more contractors, whether they're union or open shop, giving them the opportunity to bid the work and let the client decide what the best value is for the American taxpayer and not mandate that only union companies can bid the work. So,
the Biden administration says PLAs are necessary to ensure major projects are finished on time and without stoppages. Is that actually true?
no, absolutely not.
The administration says that merit shop companies and their employees can participate in PLA projects. However, these typically require union work rules be followed and that contributions to union pension plans be paid. Why is it a problem for your workforce to be restricted to operating under union work rules?
We're 100% employee-owned. Every one of our team members, 4,000 strong, is an owner of a company. And to, take union workforce, right? Then we have to pay into their benefits and everything. That results in my team members not having a job, right? So that's a major issue for us and certainly a challenge.
They're going to employ a lot of people with this policy, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah. Mr. Ludday, since 97% of construction workers in Louisiana are non-union, could this mandate result in fewer state residents getting work on projects that the state itself is helping to finance?
Yes, we believe so, that it discourages local businesses from competing in these large-scale projects.
How has your agency been able to successfully contract out construction work without mandating PLAs?
Well, since 2005, working with the Corps of Engineers, we've built the largest hurricane protection system in the nation without PLA mandates. That's the Greater New Orleans Hurricane Risk Storm Damage Reduction System. And so we believe there's precedent there, and that was done on time and under budget.
Are you concerned about the additional costs and budgetary risks the PLA mandate will create?
Yes, our state is concerned.
Are you concerned that you will not be able to work with some of the contractors you've worked with in the past due to this mandate?
Yeah, our concern is that for those federal projects, those contractors will be discouraged from competition there.
This is a question for everyone on the panel, Mr. Brubeck. Is this mandate going to cost American companies, private companies, jobs? Are they going to have to lay people off?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been talking to our membership about this, and they're very concerned. Once they burn through their backlog that they currently have, normally they're earning work and winning work competitively in this time frame. And once that's over, they're not sure what they're going to do. They got to make revenue somewhere else, and this may result in them having to lay off people or find other work elsewhere.
Thank you, and I have just run out of time, so I will yield back. Okay, we have not called votes yet, so Mr. Connolly, I would like to recognize you for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to point out that Mr. Dreher